Alderman Widener, can you hear us?
There he is, the cookie man.
Oh, no.
Good. Not feeling too beat up yet.
How you doing, sir?
Thank you. I am doing a little makeup for you.
Good afternoon, sir. I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Good, thanks, Keith.
Can I just do this before I make my statement?
What is this? What is it pertaining to?
She can hear us, but we can't hear her. So she doesn't, I'm assuming not the camera one, she's like the other one if she's on her phone?
You know,
Just give it to the clerk's office. I think it'd be easy. At the end? Okay.
Yeah, we're looking at your office.
All right.
too, at UW.
Yes. Hello, Nicole.
So if she's sitting too far away from the background, we can't.
Oh, okay, here, hold on.
You've got a
She
background.
didn't VPN into anything that she didn't know of.
If you have a background on Zoom, you're not
You gotta get it, you gotta get it.
You'll disappear with your background.
Oh, huh? Oh, okay.
No, just a question to the camera.
Oh.
You ready?
Okay. There's a picture on the
5
wall from
o'clock.
Florida. Okay, yeah, I don't know. Can you hear us? You can hear us. Okay.
Do you have enough chairs? I see there's one tucked back there. You're good? Okay.
I can get some more if we need them.
Justin's back here, but, I mean.
Yeah. Sorry.
Okay. I'm gonna switch.
There you go.
Good evening, that the hour 5 o'clock has come. The, Public Safety and Licensing Committee meeting is now officially in session, and the first order of business is the approval of the minutes of February 26, 2025 meeting. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Our first agenda item is item 0165-25. Amber, she's trying to get.
0165-25, communication sponsored by Alder Land on behalf of the Director of Parks, Recreation, and Cultural Services from Matt Witt from Wisconsin Humane Society, requesting to host a large-scale pet vaccination event for cats and dogs that reside in the 53404 zip code. Request includes temporary suspension of ordinance section 70-90, animals prohibited, to be held at Lincoln Park on Saturday, May 3rd, 2025. Rain date, Saturday, May 10th, 2025, from 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. Staff recommend that the request to host a large-scale pet vaccination event for the cats and dogs that reside in 53404 zip code include temporary suspending ordinance section 70-90, animals prohibited, to be held at Lincoln Park on Saturday, May 3rd, rain date Saturday, May 10th, from 6 to 2, be approved, provided PRCS administration is in agreement with specific location details, and that approval is also granted by other impacted departments.
That's a lot.
Well, the good thing is it's an annual event, so to speak. Would you like to add anything?
The biggest thing is why it's coming through, for council approval. It's because of, the temporary suspension of the, animal in the parks, and Lincoln Park does not allow animals except on its pathway.
Sure.
This is why it's coming to you, otherwise it's an event that's been here since 2020, or 2022. So we would hope that it would go along, for your approval.
Any questions? Yes.
I believe from last time, so I'm just putting this out there in the universe. I know this is being approved for 53404, being that was the zip code with the highest number of animals that they have found to be unvaccinated. However, those within other zip codes may show up for this event too, and they also get a waiver.
That is correct.
Okay.
I don't think they've turned anybody down. They said they average about 200 animals per event, except the one that kind of got rained out.
Mm. Now, this is great. Okay, motion to approve.
Second.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Good luck at getting to your other meetings, sir.
Next item, 020925, communication sponsored by Alder Pete on behalf of the city clerk's office, submitting a new application for a Class B intoxicating beverage and fermented malt beverage for a Dream Social Lounge LLC, doing business as a Dream Social Lounge located at 1518 Washington Ave, April Wright, agent.
Thank you for coming forward. Good evening. I will ask the attorney to swear you in.
Could you please raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Okay. Thanks for coming in. I know, obviously, you have your letter. You don't have to go over the specifics of why you were asked to come in, and I think all the members of the committee also saw your reply. This is obviously concerning the issue, and I know, we know what you said. Everybody had a copy of the letter, right? Could you help us understand better, what you plan on doing, your business plan, but more importantly, the issue on the application that we need to discuss?
So my business plan is to open up a social lounge, somewhere where people are able to come on a daily basis, whether it's just having good food during lunch break, or and even have somewhere to come at nighttime. You know, I'm new to the area, to Racine area, so I seen a spaceship with me learning the area. I seen that it needed some updates and so forth, and I was open to take on the task. I've been in this field for over 10 years now, and I'm currently owning my own business, for over 9 years now, successful, so I'm fully aware of, you know, just keeping things up to code. I'm also familiar with crowd control and so forth. So this is not something that's just out of the ordinary.
Okay. Before we get to that part, let's go back to the original issue. I don't want to go into details, the one you specifically wrote the letter about.
Okay, so it was literally just a mistake. It slipped my mind with the situation, like I kind of explained into the, letter, because it happened years ago. So when I did it, I was under the, understanding that it was dismissed, but it was brought to my attention that it was just partially dismissed, which I did not, it made me open up and rethink it. It's been over 4 years. So at that time, it was partially dismissed, which we already know, which I explained in the letter. It was never my intention to make the error or anything. It was just an honest mistake. And since that incident happened, I have not had any issues. And when the incident happened, it was crazy because I paid for the information that I did not know, my lack of understanding at that time, and it was like, so they explained to me and everything. So after that, I took the class to get clear understanding. I haven't had any issues.
You say you took a class?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
You
so
got your
I didn't bring
paper,
it.
and I don't,
Yep.
but you did get the
Yep, so
paperwork
I was
for that,
good
the
to
license
move
issue.
forward, yep, after that,
Okay.
and I haven't had any issues. Everything was cleared, and I was able to, as you guys know, go to the store, purchase whatever, everything was fine. After that, I just had to get that, cleared, and I did everything that I was required to do, and I haven't had any issues or anything.
Okay. Is there anything from the Good Neighbors report?
Yes, so Attorney Arn has submitted her Good Neighbors report. The main thing that she focused on was the materially false statement or omission on the license about the previous conviction. The conviction alone itself, were it properly disclosed, would likely not be something that would preclude the licensee. But also under the, I believe it's the city ordinances, the not misunderstanding the question or unable to recall the conviction is not good cause, and this committee has to find good cause for why it was omitted. Other concerns that Attorney Arn brought up was the use of tobacco on the premises, specifically the use of hookah. I believe that has been cleared up with Ms. Wright. And then the overall summary that Attorney Arn provided was kind of focusing on the previous issues in that area, specifically the parking. As I'm sure this committee has seen, that area has some severe parking issues, and that is the gist of her Good Neighbors report.
Okay. Going back to that, he covered the first thing I asked you about, and you did mention that you had gotten that properly taken care of.
Yep, everything.
Okay, several other things. How are you planning on, you have another business, the adult daycare.
It's the nursing home.
Okay, but who's going to help manage the, social lounge? Would there be a how would that work out?
So I don't physically work, at the nursing home always, so I go there based off. So I have full-time staff. I've been operating that for over 9 years, so I have full team of staff. So I go in, that's why you kind of see me in scrubs today. So I go in and just do like mandatory meetings. So I meet with the state, of course, and like if there's a doctor's appointment, I want to be involved. But I schedule all of that stuff based on my availability, so it would not conflict with the social lounge hours or anything like that.
Okay, and you live in Kenosha, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, not that that's a, but you understand that we have to make sure that you would be able to split your time and properly run the business.
Yes,
the
sir.
social lounge also.
And I wouldn't have no issue.
Okay, and again, there's major concern about the hookah. One of the issues about hookah the attorney didn't go into, some of it is nicotine or tobacco, some of it isn't. How do you monitor that? That would be one of the questions. I understand you also applied for tobacco, and licensed to sell cigarettes as well. Of course, you can't smoke any nicotine or tobacco products inside bars against state law. So again, going back to one of the other areas that was already pointed out, in the past in that area, there has been a lot of concerns and issues with people in the parking lot, and if we're smoking or what have you, then that's encouraging people to be outside. So again, some of the questions are gonna deal with that issue. How are you going to manage the parking, the back of the building as well as the street side? But I'll ask the committee.
Hear from the police department?
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you said last.
Said I'd
Oh,
like to hear
it's-
from the police
okay.
department.
Yeah, I mean, so you guys kind of hit on it. The parking is the biggest issue, and loitering after social grounds is closed, is from what we've had in the past. Blocks of parking ramp, illegal parking in the lot, underage persons on the premise, and closing hour violations. Sometimes allowing other units to operate on premises has been passed. So I know we talked at the Good Neighbors meeting, you came up with a solution on how to combat that, so.
Okay.
We
Alder Cole?
got any of the neighbors that you heard that want
Yeah.
to speak on the item?
Were you guys, okay.
Okay, yep.
Did anyone sign up? I'm sure some people
Yes.
did.
I guess to go.
Yeah, in order,
Do
please.
you want them to stay where they're at? Would you like to write to
I-
moving them to come up?
I think to keep it simple, they can, if they're comfortable speaking for one.
speakers be able
Yeah, with
I
the,
think they speak loud enough.
okay.
You have to
Are
speak
you
very
guys,
loud if you stay in your spot.
So they should probably move up so we can
okay,
catch it.
well then, in that case, please come up
Ms. Rath.
in order of
Step back
signing.
Just for a minute.
Yeah.
All right, and then our first speaker is Richard Kemper.
I'm gonna say this to everyone that speaks. Please, have a seat, please.
Would you like me to get closer?
No, you're fine, the speaker can pick you up, thank you, appreciate the consideration. But, anyone that's speaking, only speak to the particular issue that we're discussing. Please do not attack any, or verbally, of course, hopefully only verbally, speak ill against committee members or staff. And, try to keep it limited to 3 minutes so that we can respect everybody's time. Thank you.
Okay, Richard Kemper, I'm the dentist that lives right across the street. Lived here I live above my office. I've been here for 45 years at 1509 Washington Avenue. I look out my window and I see 4 buildings that use that parking lot. In between the 4 buildings are that beautiful, passway that the city built. On the one side is the Kebab and Grill, a very successful, business that started small in Uptown and now is doing well. Another business is Racine Merchandise Mart, been here over 30 years. She's got a couple different different locations on Washington Avenue and Uptown. And, on the other side of this is the Chinese restaurant that's also been here a long time. And in between is the dumpiest building in Uptown right now. And that's what this building is. That is the location, down in the basement of this building. The building, the first floor, nothing has been done to it in years. It's falling apart. But there's a cute little bar downstairs that is out of everybody's way and uses just that parking lot. And it's been nothing but problems at that place since it's been there. We've heard there's been over 50 police reports about it. And, I mean, I know from watching myself, there's been all kinds of problems when the crowd overflows. You know that since I've been here before, we have problems in Uptown with people lingering after hours. And this place is a perfect place to hang around afterwards because there's no police. I mean, nobody wants to go down there, and you can't see it. So it's just real easy for problems to occur. I have nothing wrong with this young lady that wants to put in an establishment here. I've got a problem with the location. And I got a problem with granting a liquor license is gonna grant this building a liquor license. It's the only business that this building has. Everything in front that people see is a dump, and there's one little bar downstairs. That just doesn't make sense to me. And it just, I don't think it makes sense at all for the uptown neighborhood. I don't think it makes any sense for the city of Racine. Let's stop this. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks.
All right, our next speaker is Ann. Not reading the name.
I should have known me, I apologize, I thought it was just a sign-up sheet, I did not know it was a sign-up to.
Do you want to speak?
I'm observing for right now, I
Oh.
might have something to add at the end.
Okay, next person is Hermes, Justin Hermes, 1331.
Yeah. I'm Tim Hermes. I live right in the uptown, right in the middle of it. The front of this bar looks like a condemned building. The back doesn't look much better. They have some parking in the back. And then the overflow comes on north of Washington Avenue into the parking lots behind Dr. Kemper and the city parking lots, where a lot of the neighbors' houses are. A lot of people hang out in the parking lot after the bar closes. Now their neighbors and the police have to deal with them. The next morning, the parking lot is full of bottles and litter. No matter how sweet the business plan is, after the license is obtained, it seems, the business plan seems to evaporate. It seems like a full-time job now for the neighbors and the businesses in the area to come to City Hall and beg for our safety. I haven't felt safe in my neighborhood at night for the last 20 years. You feel like a prisoner in your own home. At night, you got the police out there, 10 cars, lights flashing, trying to get the people home. No respect for the police. The police are helpless. The bar owners are making money, and the city is losing money with all the police out there. I've never seen any of the bars clean the parking lot up of all the bottles and the litter. And when the bar next to me was open, that's on Junction, and I'm in the back of the bar, me and my neighbor would go out in the morning and clean all the trash up on Saturday and Sunday mornings. And it's just we don't need another situation like this. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next speaker is Ron Wheatley.
Hello, good evening. My name is Ron Wheatley. I live at 1358 Washington. My wife and I own my father's house property management. I've been in Uptown for 14 years. I was in Uptown when we had ankle bracelet people living there, which no longer are there. But I'm also retired military and hotelier, where I've operated beverage establishments for hotels like Marcus and Marriott for over 35 years. Every bar that I've operated, we've had instances to include the View Lounge at the top of the Moscone in San Francisco, where a hockey team got into a fight and broke out the skyline windows. Everything that goes on after 12 o'clock in a bar is negative. Once the patrons start embedding alcohol, they get over a .08 alcohol, their minds go somewhere else. We've had accidents, we've had shootings. I have grandkids. I stay in the building. I'm a concerned citizen. I own another property in Uptown, which is coming up soon, where the proprietor got shot on New Year's Eve, rerun. And the people that are on that establishment have done a fantastic job repurposing the establishment, and I give them kudos and honors in what they've done. But the one at 1518, I know the property, I had the opportunity to purchase it, I've looked at it. My sister-in-law stayed in the apartment up above, 8 years ago. I was gonna purchase it, but it had $120,000 in back taxes, so I left it alone. It's a problem. To bring alcohol there again, it's gonna create another problem. We're trying to, at least I am, to beautify Racine, to bring, the old torn down establishments up to code so that they can fund taxes for the city. And FYI, originally, Racine was a Navy town because the Navy was here during World War II, and they needed more bars for the sailors. So that's why there's 3 bars on every corner. According to the establishment, there's 72,000 citizens in Racine, and the ratio of bars per establishment is 1 for every 658 patrons, which means 109 out of the 72,000. I understand the $10,000 for the liquor license.
No, I'm not, I
Great for the
just
city.
wanna, you're making your point very well.
Just saying, we don't need any more bars. That's all I have to say.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Next speaker is Keith Barr. Fair?
I'm on the other, I'm not on this side.
Oh, you are not, I apologize. Christina Campbell?
Before I start, I did, speak with the chief of police who's out of town, and then, our COP said that, Sergeant Neighbors, am I saying that right, was going to be here, and I'm just wondering, am I able to ask a question, or is that not allowed? No?
If you wanna ask a question, you're perfectly fine.
Oh, I thought you said no. Yes, I Well, am.
Typically during public comment, but maybe if you just pose it,
Okay.
like come up
I
in a
guess
dialogue.
what I was going towards is that we had discussed quite in length at how many, calls and service calls were at that location while it was open as the same type of business that is applying to be open now. So I'm just wondering, he gave me all the specifics of how many, but I asked him to email it to me because I can't remember exactly what that was. Is that something that we can look into more and see what those numbers looked like?
Sorry to interrupt you, but we are aware of the extensive
Okay.
amount of calls there.
Yes, that's,
Anyway,
that is
but
one of my large
again, we
concerns.
wouldn't wanna,
Mhm.
hold that against a potential applicant either way. But we're pointing that out, we're very well aware of that.
Okay.
And how police resources are tied up dealing with the issue, as all of the other neighbors are pointing out.
Okay. I realized that this is the same building owner with a different, applicant for the specific business. However, it still all is in the same location, which the business plan has not changed, so that is still a concern, but that's on me. Okay, anyway, as the bid chairperson, I just wanted to, our Older is here, I'll let her,
Sure.
say her own perspective, but from the, other 6 board members that we have, we are all, have expressed opposition to this, liquor license. So that's the bid spot of it, but for me, as the business owner across the street, of the branch, and a neighbor, my stance on this remains unchanged from a couple weeks ago when we discussed extending a liquor license for another property. I stand firmly against allowing another liquor license at 1518. While I understand that this property owner is a different applicant, the business plan remains the same, and history has shown that this location has been a significant source of nuisance calls and safety concerns, which have negatively impacted my business and the others surrounding. Ooh, I mean, we understand that hiring security is always an option. From my, talking with other officers and neighbors, nobody wants to do security in that location, so I'm not sure how we plan to change that, and maybe you guys have a different plan, but, from my point of view, I don't know how this is going to, improve. We discussed the building already, so I'll just skip that part, but, beyond safety and building conditions, logistically speaking, because we have, the branch and then right across the street, we have the Punjabi Banquet Hall. Those are already two previously existing, event venues in that location, and we really only have, the one smaller parking lot in the rear, and then the smaller parking lot behind me, which, is also being cut in half this summer by a green space coming in, so I'm really concerned about the parking and where people are gonna go and how that's gonna work for me. I have a 250 person occupancy, and I think that Punjabi might have 100, so I'm not sure what the occupancy looks like for this building, but we definitely don't have that many parking spots. I realize that we have to give new applicants a chance, but with this business plan, for me, it really, a chance of, at the expense of the existing businesses that are there. I can't run a business across from when those things happen, I can't recover from that.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Next, we have Fox Grace.
Hello. I'm Fox Grace, owner of 1236 13th Street in Uptown, and have been here for 6 years now, operating my business. And from our experience, what we've seen in the bar traffic that has occurred, particularly on the corner of Washington and Highway 20 at 13th Street, the bar patrons are often coming into my lot as an overflow lot and leaving trash and other bottles and other things. And I've even had people, when I try to get them to vacate or have them towed off my lot if they are leaving their vehicles unattended, then I've been met personally with threats of violence regarding that. And in my opinion, I do not think that any additional liquor licenses nor bars will do Uptown any good at this point. I feel like we need to be filling it with other types of businesses that will help to gentrify and beautify the neighborhood as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, we have Ed Garza.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I live at 1430 Junction Avenue, and lived there for 15 years. And I agree upon everybody that spoke in front of me as well for not having a license here, because in the past, as Tim spoke before, I said, we felt like prisoners in the house, because my property, but.
In the back, please, in the back. Thank you.
My property butts and, the back of the auto parking lot's back there, and every morning I got up at, there's bottles in my front stoop, my garage, everything. And during the process, everybody pulled up.
Pause for 1 second.
Just a second, please.
Zoom decided not to.
Looks like we have a little
work.
technical issue here.
I'm not having internet issues anymore.
Going on.